What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here for your game recap of tonight's 7-2 loss. Now 0-3 against the Cardinals this series and avoiding the sweep hopefully tomorrow with Walker Buehler on the mound. I am not excited at all to do this vlog. The last two nights I've been able to deal now with the third one in a row with no offense. This is super frustrating, so I'm sure you guys are just as irritated as I am, so let's do this and let's get it over with. First and foremost, I did have a question because I saw someone mention it the other day about maybe live streaming after the game. I wouldn't live stream my reaction because honestly I just don't have much of a reaction to games unless it's a playoff anymore, or I don't have reaction to games anymore unless it's a playoff game. But I'm thinking about maybe just live streaming for 10-15 minutes after the game and talking to you guys about what I saw, if you have any questions about the game, stuff like that. So let me know what you think in the comments. And then other than that, let's jump into the updates that came out today, and then we'll get into the unfortunate game. So unfortunately, Russell Martin got put on the 10-day IL today with lower back inflammation. So they called up catcher Rocky Gale. Some of you may have heard of Rocky Gale. He's came from the Padres organization, I think 2 or 3 years ago. He's really just depth in our organization, and he's a guy that gets called up right now because Will Smith and Kyber Ruiz aren't ready. So I don't really think he'll play. They actually did say he will play if the Dodgers have a night game, then a day game the next day. So probably tomorrow, but other than that, it sounds like they want it to be Barnes, which makes sense. So hopefully Martin's back soon. He was hitting really well for us. He's great behind the plate. But an update on Rich Hill, he will throw a simulated game this upcoming Friday, and then he'll have a rehab game. They didn't say if it'll need to be 2 or 1. I'm assuming it'll only need to be 1 because it had nothing to do with his arm, anything like that. So hopefully he's back soon because we need some help after these last 2 games from Maeda and Stripling, unfortunately, and the bullpen. Well, the bullpen tonight, I guess, is only Chargois, and he'll be gone when Hill and Kershaw come back, but we still need them back. Ryu threw off flat ground today. He'll do so again one more time. They didn't necessarily say when, and then he'll do a bullpen. Still no timetable for return, but him already throwing off flat ground when he got hurt on Monday is a great sign. So let's just hope it keeps trending in that direction. And they did make it official, pretty much same news that we've been hearing, but they did make it official that Kershaw will pitch Sunday or Monday. So to get in today's game, Maeda started, Jack Flaherty started. He finished, the Cardinals pitcher, Flaherty, finished 5th in Cy Young, or Rookie of the Year votes last year, right behind Buehler, Buehler was 3rd, yeah. Right behind Buehler. He's actually right up there with Buehler when it comes to comparisons. Really good pitcher. And so unfortunately, he just got our number today. Maeda did not look good out there. His first inning he did 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts, started off really well, and then it kind of just went downhill from there. In the second inning, gave up a double, then he gave up way too easily of a stolen base, never should have happened. And so then the ground out that the runner should have been at second but was at third on the stolen base, ends up scoring the run, and then he gets 2 strikeouts. So if that stolen base doesn't happen, that run may not come across. And then third inning, no runs given up. So at that point, it would have been, it would have been the 3rd through 3, no score. Usually a little bit easier for offense, but the way we're hitting right now, probably still nothing would have happened. Going into the 4th inning, though, if you did see the game, hopefully you saw that play by Verdugo. He did give up Maeda gave up an infield single, and then he gave up another single. Ball was hit to Verdugo. Verdugo picked the ball up, threw it back to first, and Bellinger tagged Ozuna coming back to the bag. I guess he took a little bit too wide, or too wide of a kind of rounding first base, and Verdugo threw him out. So it was a nice play, a nice assist by him tonight. He came out with a hit. We'll go a little bit into his because he got pinch hit for the game. It's a little confusing why, so we'll get into that in a minute. But unfortunately, after that, he kept giving up hits. He gave up another RBI that inning, 5th inning again, 1, 2, 3 innings. So it was weird. He would have 1 good inning, come out, struggle, 1 good inning, come out, struggle. And then the 6th inning is unfortunately when it just fell apart. He gave up 3 runs. And at that point, it was just it was 5-0, or no, 5-1, I think at that point. So just not a good game by him. kind of really sucks seeing him and Stripling struggle so much these last 2 games, because Maeda is someone that I don't think is going to leave the rotation right now, because they don't really have someone to replace him. You can't bring Julio in to replace Maeda because you don't want to put that many innings on Julio's arm this early in the season, and I think the Dodgers would still prefer Maeda in the rotation over Stripling. So it's kind of a bummer right now, because there's really no way around Maeda starting, and he kind of seems like the weak link almost every season. He's not a bad pitcher, but he just unfortunately has games like this, and once he starts crumbling, it's completely downhill from there. He did make it to the 6th inning though, well, 5 1/3 I should say, and then Alexander came in, got his 2 outs. Santana came in, he looked really good. He gave up 1 hit. Other than that, he got all ground outs, so he only pitched 1 inning. He's someone I have kept in mind for Saturday, but now that he's pitched tonight, I'm thinking he won't, because that would only put him on a 4-day rest, but maybe they piggyback him with someone out of the bullpen, or they call someone up for bullpen and they have Santana maybe throw 2-3 innings. But we still don't know who they're calling up. I didn't actually check to see if Dustin May pitched tonight. I think he did. If he pitched in Tulsa, he is out of the talk for Saturday's game. So we're still waiting to hear on that. Chargois came in the 8th, and unfortunately he gave up a 2-run homer, and then it was pretty much over at that point. Offense tonight, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. They were making a lot of hard contact against Flaherty. First thing though, because I see constant Joc trashing in the comments and people wondering why he was in the lineup, which I don't blame you. He's been slumping. Let me point out to you something that was actually posted on Inside Edge, their Twitter. They're actually really cool to look at. They bring up some pretty cool stats. And one of the ones with Joc was, so Jack Flaherty's profile is he's a top-tier right-handed pitcher who uses the slider as his primary off-speed pitch. Joc Peterson versus pitchers like that, so versus top-tier righties who use slider. I'm assuming that's what they mean when they say pitchers like that. He has a 956 OPS with 6 home runs and 80 at-bats over the past 2 years alone. And Peterson did homer off Flaherty last year, and now he's also done it this year as well. So it makes sense that Joc was in there tonight based on the matchup. First at bat, he singled. His second at bat, he hit the exit velocity on his ball. Well, I guess I shouldn't say exit velocity. It didn't exit, but velocity off the bat was 111 miles per hour. And that is insane. So he crushed that ball. He just unfortunately hit it right to the right fielder. Otherwise, that's easily a double. And then his next at bat, he did hit a home run. So he really did not have a bad game. So that one I do understand. Robert's keeping him in when you look at those numbers. Seager, not a good game for him. Went 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Turner, not a good game for him. He actually grounded into the double play. He had put up a 14 pitch at bat and then hit into a double play to end the inning. So Joc at first, and then he obviously got thrown out when he was running down the line to first. Anyways, so he went 0 for 4 with 3 flyouts and a double play, hit into a double play. Bellinger was actually 0 for 3 on the night until his last at bat. He got a single, and that single actually extends his on-base streak. I can't tell you what it is. It might be, let's see. It might be, how many? Might be 11. I think we've played 11 games now, if I remember correctly. It's getting to that point where I'm going to not even remember how many games we've played. But he's got on base every single game this season, so he keeps it going. He didn't have a good game, but he's still not striking out. He's putting up good at bats. He's looking good up there, so can't complain about that. Muncy started off rough, 2 strikeouts. Then he did have a solo home run. However, that's all he did on the day. Verdugo had a single and a fly out. Verdugo's fly out was to deep center. Unfortunately, it seemed like a lot of the balls did not go out tonight. Turner just missed a home run earlier as well. And then the one thing I wanted to bring up to you guys, which I thought was weird. So first things first, Chris Taylor has actually been battling an illness for the last 2 weeks. They said going to Colorado actually made it worse. So they said that's kind of playing into his struggles and him not doing so well. He did start today. He had 3 strikeouts. But here's my issue with this. Verdugo was in the game with a single, a flyout, and an outfield assist. And for some reason, his third at bat, or it was supposed to be his third at bat, Roberts brings in Kike, who then has 2 strikeouts on the day. So I'm slightly confused why Verdugo was pulled instead of pulling Taylor, who was already 0 for 2 on the day, and giving him rest because he's sick. So hopefully Roberts will touch on that after the game. Hopefully Verdugo, nothing happened while he's out there. He's not hurt or anything, because that just wasn't, that didn't make too much sense to me to do that. Barnes hit by pitch in the hand, seems to be okay, played the entire game. Pollock came up and he walked, but really just another crappy game, but it's not one we're stressing out over. I mean, you can stress out over it. I can't tell you what to do, but it's not, things are still going. Last year, if you guys remember the miserable 3-game sweep at home against the Cardinals, we looked terrible. However, after that sweep, the Dodgers then won 8 out of 9 of their next 9 games. And they ended up taking first place from the Diamondbacks. So they kind of went on a tear after that sweep. I'm hoping this will light a fire under them because they need to get going. I don't know what's going on, why they're having such a hard time hitting. I know Coors Field is Coors Field. However, they still dominated at home against the Diamondbacks and the Giants, and that is definitely not a hitter's ballpark. So hopefully they can get it going soon. Like I said, we got Walker Buehler on the mound tomorrow, hopefully avoiding the sweep. It would suck to have a 4-game sweep, much worse than a 3-game sweep. Even though it's just 1 game, it seems so much worse. But that game's really early, 10:45, so I'm sure most of you won't be able to see it because you guys have work. So I'll, of course, have a game recap for you guys. But other than that, that's it for tonight. Hopefully we win tomorrow because these last 3 games have sucked. They've been really boring, and I'm ready for exciting baseball. But I'll be there Friday at the game. I'll be there, however, I think the next 7 games they haven't, whatever it is, their next homestand, I'll be there for every game. So hopefully if they struggle tomorrow, they can get it back going at home. But other than that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. All right, bye guys.